Have you ever felt like the world was against you? Like every step you took was 10 times harder than for everyone else? Today, I want to share a story that will redefine what you think is possible. It's the story of a boy who was born different, a boy who faced a world that wasn't built for him, and how he turned his greatest challenge into his most incredible triumph. Imagine being a little kid, just starting school, full of excitement. But instead of making friends, you're met with whispers and stares. This was the reality for a young boy, let's call him Leo, who was born with only one arm. For him, simple things like tying his shoelaces or carrying his books were a daily struggle. The other kids, not understanding, were often cruel. They called him names, mocked him for being different, and left him out of their games. Every single day was a battle against loneliness and the feeling of being an outsider. It would have been so easy for him to hide, to let their words shrink his world until he disappeared completely. But inside this quiet boy, a fire was starting to burn. It wasn't a fire of anger, but one of defiance. He decided he wouldn't be defined by what he lacked, but by what he could do. One cool, misty morning, while everyone else was still asleep, Leo did something that would change his life forever. He put on a pair of old running shoes and stepped outside. He started to run. At first, it was clumsy and difficult. His balance was off, and his lungs burned after just a few minutes. The empty sleeve of his shirt flapped in the wind, a constant reminder of his difference. But he didn't stop. The next morning, he was out there again, and the next, and the next. The pavement became his confidant, the rhythm of his feet his anthem. While he ran, the taunts and whispers faded away, replaced by the sound of his own steady breathing and the beat of his heart. Running became his sanctuary, the one place where he felt whole, powerful, and free. It wasn't about escaping who he was, it was about discovering who he could become. The daily runs transformed from a personal escape into a public spectacle. People in his neighborhood started noticing the boy, who ran with unwavering determination every single morning, rain or shine. Some admired his grit, while others just saw the oddity. At school, things didn't get easier overnight. When he joined the track team, the skepticism was palpable. "How can he compete?" they'd whisper. "He's at a disadvantage." The first few races were tough. He didn't win. He wasn't even close. He stumbled, he fell, and he finished long after the others. Each loss was another sting, another voice telling him to give up. The mockery continued, sometimes louder than before. But something had shifted inside Leo. The boy who once flinched at every cruel word now heard them as fuel. Their disbelief only strengthened his resolve. He knew that true strength wasn't just about physical ability. It was about the heart's refusal to surrender. He started training with an intensity that stunned everyone. He'd wake up before dawn, running miles through the quiet streets. He studied marathon runners, learning about pacing, endurance, and the mental fortitude required to push past the limits of pain. He worked on his form, adapting his stride to perfect his balance. His coach, who had initially been hesitant, saw the unyielding fire in his eyes and became his biggest supporter. He taught Leo to focus not on the finish line of a single race, but on the long journey of self-improvement. Leo's body grew stronger, his lungs more powerful, and his mind became as tough as steel. He learned to channel the loneliness and the hurt from his childhood into pure, focused energy. He wasn't just running against other people anymore, he was running against the ghost of the little boy who was told he couldn't. Years passed. The boy who was once mocked on the playground was now a young man standing at the starting line of the National Marathon Championship. The crowd was a roaring sea of thousands, the air electric with anticipation. Among the elite athletes surrounding him, he still stood out, but this time the stares were different. They were stares of curiosity, of respect, of awe. As the starting gun fired, a lifetime of struggle, determination, and relentless effort ignited within him. He settled into his rhythm, his mind calm and focused. The miles melted away. He ran past city landmarks, through cheering crowds, his body a well-oiled machine. He remembered every tear, every jeer, every single morning he had forced himself out of bed. All of it had led to this moment. In the final stretch of the race, With his lungs screaming and his muscles on fire, he was neck and neck with the lead runner. He dug deep, pushing past a wall of pain he knew so well. In those final, agonizing seconds, he found one last burst of strength. He pulled ahead, his feet pounding the asphalt in a thunderous declaration of victory. He crossed the finish line, and for a moment, the world went silent. Then, the roar of the crowd erupted. He had done it. He was the national marathon champion. As he stood on the podium, medal around his neck, tears streamed down his face. These weren't tears of sadness, but of overwhelming joy and vindication. Looking out at the crowd, he saw not just faces, but a reflection of his own journey. He saw every person who had ever been told they weren't good enough, every person who had ever felt like an outcast. His victory wasn't just for him. It was for them. It was a testament to the fact that our perceived weaknesses do not have to define our destiny. Leo's story teaches us a profound lesson. It's not about the arms we have or don't have, it's about the strength of the spirit within us. He proved that dedication can silence doubt, that persistence can overcome prejudice, and that the finish line is just the beginning for those who dare to run their own race. So, whatever your struggle is, whatever mountain you're facing, remember the boy who ran with one arm. Let his story remind you that you have an unshakable power inside you waiting to be unleashed. Your journey is your own. Embrace it, fight for it, and never, ever give up. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this moment with me. If this story moved you, please give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content that inspires. And don't forget to share this with someone who might need to hear it today. Until next time, keep running your race.